Gary, would you class yourself as an aggressive person?
No.
Why the interest in martial arts in the first place?
Well, I went to school in an environment full of foreigners who brought their customs and their traditions to my country. And we, the Polynesian, were a minority in my country.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, if we wish to retain the customs of our people and our way of life, instead of to become absorbed by different forms of Western culture, we had to learn to defend ourselves.
So really what martial arts was developed for in the first place?
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. I went to school in a school of 1,000 pupils with only 9 Polynesians there.
Mm-hmm.
They brought all their political and racial bias with them when they immigrated from Europe after the war. And we had to fight pretty consistently, probably 3 times a week.
So what styles did you study to?
Oh, I've studied about 9 different styles.
Yeah. Initially?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling, yeah. New Zealand being a rugby and swimming country, wrestling is a very popular thing there when I was a young person.
Mm-hmm.
And after wrestling, judo. After judo, jiu-jitsu, or with judo, jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to Australia, I started karate because there was very little. There was only one karate club available in New Zealand when I was there, and that was not available to anybody but Europeans. I used to be a seasonal worker, and in each different city there were different systems you went to. Well, I used to like the Korean systems because of their stress on legs, because we could all punch. Anybody can punch after 10 minutes with a bag, you can punch. And grappling was something that I'd done since I was 7, so it was natural. And the Polynesian has always had staff fighting arts.
Mm-hmm.
Even their the haka, which is done before the rugby football matches, is a war dance, and that is all the hand movements and all the weapons techniques in it are for use with staves.
Mm-hmm.
So the kicking was alien to us, but I liked karate because of the kicking.
Mm-hmm.
and the taekwondo, and I found it was better. Your legs are far stronger than your hands, so if you could grip an opponent and then kick him, you were well better off.
Mm-hmm. So when did you first start using your martial arts training for practical purposes?
Oh.
Or have you always done?
Probably 18 years of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In my working life, I've worked in about 119 different cities on the planet, and I have always been employed in the physical security business in one part of my working life. I've either been employed in the daytime in a day job per se, but my first mining job was a Jewish gem broker and mine owner in Australia. I was only 21 years of age. But we were armed at the time. Myself and my colleague were both armed, and we used to protect him.
And when did you first come to this country?
1971.
Mm-hmm.
Terry O'Neill imported me from Japan. We met in Japan.
Yeah.
He was on the first British karate team in Japan, Tiki Donovan and other Hamish Adams and various other martial artists, Stan Knighton, various other very well-renowned British martial artists were on the team at the time, and Terry and I became good friends. And I took Terry and introduced him to Mr. Higuana, where I was training at the time. And I'd been living in Mr. Higuana's house up until that time, and I stayed there for another 12 months at his house, etc., etc. And Terry invited me to Europe, and it was a choice between the Americas and Europe. And most of my education had been done by English people in New Zealand, so I came to Europe. It took me a year to get here, because I found Europe such an interesting place.
The techniques you use in real-life situations, how much do you rely on your traditional training, and or do you
Well, if you
develop
can call my command of the English language traditional, then you can call my command of the martial arts language traditional. Because I have never been anything but a traditional martial artist, having spent a major portion of my life in Asia training, not the local YMCA.
Harry, could you tell us something about your grades?
Well, I was the third European to graduate from the Japan Karate College. The last time I was in Japan, Mr. Yamaguchi, I was given my red and white belt by Mr. Yamaguchi himself. And I understand from what other people have told me that this was the first time they'd ever seen this happen. And it was because during the period of time I was there, I did everything that was put before me, even though I got injured and different other things happened. I believe that to be what you should be doing. And I was graded Godan, which to me was the highest achievement of my life up until that time. The fact that I've survived the rest of my life has been the next highest achievement.
The headbutt can be used upwards along both sides of the head, straight in, relax, straight in what the Koreans call punchak, which is head punch, right? Now, when you become aware of a situation of violence, violence happens this close. Out here, it's not dangerous, right? In this close, the head is a very dangerous weapon. And as a blow to defend against it, slowly, the elbow is one of the best forms of defense against it. And after your first successful strike with the elbow, it's recommended to strike twice. Because the first time, if you do damage to the jaw will be open and broken. The second time, you'll put him away properly. Right. Go. That's it. 1, 2. All right, that's the first thing. Now, these are common things that you can easily learn and watch and study the psychology of it. The next time, touch. Beautiful. Now, that's a perfect headbutt, right? The results of which can fracture both your cheekbones, fracture your skull, smash your teeth out. Right. Go. This technique is to take the jaw with taisho, which is a straight move out of the bunkai or the basic techniques of many karate systems. Take the crown of the head so and rotate the jaw. Consequently, you will give the customer 360-degree vision. Right. Back again. Go. Right? Now you place your body off center and control the patron so. After which you can turn him into a myriad amount of holds. As he moves his arms in which to attack you, you can change under the holds. Any of these postures here, stifle his breathing, anything like that. Do you understand? Right. Now, the third time is as effective, but the timing must be good. In you go. Miss the body and bring him into the back. So, underneath the base of the skull, use the bar of the arm. You've got every chance of closing his breathing off. Got the knee as a weapon, the front knee as a weapon, and choke him on your pec. Right, the next most common attack is the favorite right-hander. Now, if you're going to use a right-hander as a weapon, you don't wish your victim to see it. So many people approach you from the left-hand side, which gives the maximum amount of usage and fluidity to their body for a right-hand side attack. Go. Perfect. Right, back again. Now, as you become aware of the situation you're in, and as your training makes you perceive more circumstances, you will always be aware of people approaching you from either sides, in the front and the back. And this is what perceptive training's for. Now, as he moves, go. You place yourself in the position here. The index, the thumb, is gripped hard, tight to make it strong, and driven straight up under the groin. You attack the back of the kidney so, and any leverage here to turn and fall the body. If you can keep the legs straight, you can cause any form of damage to the knee joint, straight down the inside of the thigh onto the groin. Now, many systems of karate and martial arts teach that kind of kick. That is all right for petting people. If you want to finish them off, you use that kind of kick. And that's it.
As long as there are people willing to put other people's physical well-being in jeopardy in order to cause mayhem and gain financial benefit, I will always be in employment. Myself and men in the medical profession.
You guys out there, like